Hey folks, this is G67 7.4a vocabulary and quiz review. There's 8 questions on the test, lots of vocabulary. Let's start talking about them. First of all, do you remember what the difference between polyhedron and non-polyhedron is? Non-polyhedrons are going to have some sort of a curved face or a curved surface. Next, the Platonic solids. What do you remember about them? Well, here they are. We got 5 of them. The tetrahedron, hexahedron, or a cuboid, or a cube, octahedron, icosahedron, and dodecahedron. Let's take a look at them. First of all, they all are convex. Convex means they push out. Let's take a quick look at the state of Minnesota here. The state of Minnesota has a concave side on it right here. It pushes in. All of these sides are pushing out. They're convex. They're all regular shapes. Regular means each side of this triangle down here is the same length. It's equilateral. All right? Same with the pentagons here. They're all the same length. That term is regular when used in geometry. Think of a stop sign. You look at them every day. Those are regular octagons. All the sides are the same length. If all the sides are the same length on a regular polygon, all the angles have to be the same length. So you can see all these angles are the same length too. Take a look at the number of all of the pentagons in the dodecahedron and each of these Platonic solids. They're all congruent too. Congruent means they're identical. There aren't 5 different types of, or 5 different sizes of pentagons. All the pentagons are regular, same length sides, and they're congruent, all the same size. They're identical. Here are the different nets for those 5 different Platonic solids. You'll notice that all the Platonic solids are really made up of 3 shapes: the pentagon, the triangle, and the square. All right, here's a couple examples up here I forgot. These are some non-polyhedron shapes. Okay, let's go back and make sure I covered everything I need to cover on that. Oh, I forgot one thing. Same number of faces meet at each vertex. So if you take a look at this vertex here, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different triangles that meet there. If you take a look at this one here, of course, and you count them, there'll be 5 different triangles. Same here. There's 3 pentagons that meet at each corner of the, or each vertex of the dodecahedron. A couple other quick things to review. What does regular mean? We talked about all sides are the same length. What is a face? I talked about that already. I used the term, but the face is this flat polygon surface here. That's a face. The edge is this line over here where 2 faces meet. What is a vertex? A vertex is any place where a number of edges meet or come together. And then on a pyramid like this, the top vertex, the vertex that's opposite the base, is also called an apex. What does the prefix poly mean in geometry? Poly means many. Polygon means many sides. All right, let me just check out here. Don't worry about writing this equation here, but you should be able to think about the number of faces, vertices, and edges. I don't think you have to memorize, but be able to look at them and kind of figure that out. Let's talk a little bit about 3-dimensional figures that are prisms and pyramids. Some things here I want to cover. First of all, how are prisms and pyramids named? They're named by their bases. So this here's a rectangular prism. It's named because the 2 bases are going to be prisms, and they're going to be rectangular. I know you can lay this shape here a number of different ways, but no matter how you look at it, there's going to be a top and a bottom to it, and those would be the bases. It's easier to talk about, this is a pentagonal prism. The pentagonal prism has 2 pentagon bases. Here's the top and here's the bottom. Important to remember that those bases are going to be parallel to one another, and they're going to be perpendicular to the sides. Notice this is a right angle formed at this edge here. Perpendicular means at a right angle. Don't forget that all of the sides on a prism are going to be rectangles. Now that's a kind of a given up here on this rectangular prism, but here are the 2 bases, and the 2 bases are connected to each other at right angles with these rectangles. Here's a triangular prism. Triangular bases, and the bases are connected with rectangular sides. What else we got? Looks like the hexagonal prism, 2 hexagon bases. These are parallel to each other again and perpendicular to the sides, those rectangular sides. Okay? Pyramids are also named by the bases. Here is a pentagonal pyramid right here. Pentagonal pyramid has 5 sides, of course, and all of its sides are triangular. So even if you had a pyramid with 100 sides on, there'd be 100 little triangles that would come together and meet at this vertex at the top. That vertex at the top, of course, being opposite the base, is kind of a special vertex called an apex. Here's a square. I think they're trying to make this into a square pyramid here. It's a little distorted, but square pyramid, call it by its base. This one here looks like a 2, 4, 6. This is a hexagonal pyramid as well. Again, remember triangular sides. I think that should about cover it. Remember those vocabulary terms as you take the test, and enjoy. Good luck.